Hey, howdy. We are at case study number 2, and I know this is going to be even more fascinating than the previous one because Netflix is a lot more popular name these days. Almost everyone's favorite pastime, right? You have some really awesome content out there. Now, while this case study is going to explicitly focus on Netflix, but the solution or the data science approach that I'm going to talk about here is applicable not only to Netflix, it is applicable to bunch of other stuff like Spotify or Amazon Music or Wing or any other content streaming platforms like YouTube for that matter. And it's not even only limited to that. You have use cases of this into the online retail platforms as well, like Flipkart, Amazon, Myntra, and so on. So what is this? This is called recommendations. That is the use case. How companies can make use of data, leverage the power of data to recommend items which have the maximum likelihood, the maximum propensity that the consumer will end up taking some action on that. Now, the action depends on the use case. If it is a shopping website, then the relevant action will be that the consumer buys that recommended item. If it's a streaming platform, then the relevant action is that the consumer ends up watching that video or listening to that song that he was recommended to or she was recommended to. So that's basically the whole idea about it. Okay, so let's see to it in a little more detail. So the technique is called recommender engine modeling or recommender system modeling. Okay, this is a very advanced machine learning use case, and this is quite popular because this is something that gives you a lot of revenue. This is where a lot of money is associated, this problem, this technique. So that's why it's very, very popular. Okay, companies like Amazon produces a massive, massive amount of their revenue from the recommendation system or recommendation engine. Okay, it's that important. So how does this work? Let's take the example of Netflix and let's first understand the typical user journey flow within Netflix. So let's say you are a typical user of Netflix. What kind of user journey flow do you have? Okay. Flow number 1, let's say you log into Netflix and you have come with a predetermined approach or mindset to watch a specific movie. You might have been told about a good movie by your colleague, your friend, or you may have watched a blog. And let's say you have a movie in your mind. This is Spider-Man. You want to watch Spider-Man. So you have come with a predefined destination in your mind. You log into Netflix. You go to the search bar. You search for Spider-Man. You get the result. You browse through the result, find the appropriate match, and you start streaming that movie or that content. The same approach goes for any other platform for that matter. That is user journey flow 1. The second user journey flow is that you do not have a predefined movie name in your mind. So what is the option that you have? You want to spend some time, watching a movie, you want to spend a quality time, gala time, but you do not know what to watch. So you typically go to the catalog. These kind of digital platforms have catalog, and catalog is nothing but you see a list of categories, right? There are categories by different genres, by different languages, by different year, and so on. So you go to the category, maybe you have a mindset of, watching a comedy movie. So you go to the genre of comedy and then you start looking, you select the language, Hindi, English, Telugu, Tamil, Bangla, and accordingly you start browsing different movies and maybe you sign in, you watch the trailer if you like it. So that's the process. And you eventually define one movie and you start watching that, right? I'm sure you all must be able to relate with it very, very closely. So that's your user journey flow 2. Now, the problem, my friend, is more often than not, you will not have a predefined movie name in your mind. You will have them in quite a few instances, but not always, right? And the problem with the second approach or the second journey flow is that you waste a lot of time because there are potentially so many options that you have. It's filled, stacked with so many movies in any genre, in any category you pick, that you spend a lot of time figuring out which movie to watch and which movie to not watch. And for somebody like me, I typically have the habit of watching television for maybe half an hour while having my meals. And if I'm taking the second route, then more often than not, I actually end up wasting 20 minutes trying to figure out which movie to watch or which series to watch. And then I decide not to watch anything because I only have 10 minutes and my meal is already over, right? And I do not like binge watching. But this is essentially a problem, right? So that is where the recommender engine comes to the rescue. This approach solves the problem of wasting time to figuring out what do you need. How does the recommender engine tell you what to watch? It's very simple. It segments you on the basis of various aspects. Number one, it considers your entire watch history of you, right? As you continue to watch more and more content within the platform, it tracks that as a data and it does a lot of analysis out of it. Okay, here's a user, Soumyadip. He has been watching content since last 6 months or 1 year. And these are the list of content he has watched, he has consumed, and all sorts of data related to that. What are the top genres that Soumyadip has watched? Is it comedy, action, mystery, or something else? What kind of languages does he prefer watching movie mostly? Is it English, Bangla, Hindi, Telugu? What is it? Does he like watching regional movies or Hollywood movies? So you get the idea. All these kind of data points they are gathering and they are keeping it stacked to analyze my profile and they create a profile of myself. So next time when I'm trying to watch something or when I'm logging into the platform, it utilizes all that past data, the historical data, and on the basis of that, the model predicts and recommends one movie to me that, hey, Soumyadip, based on your history, based on your taste, your behavior, we think you would like this movie. You give it a shot, right? So that's one approach, but it's not limited to that. They do even larger segmentation and profiling of all the user base. Okay, so it knows about my data. I have my own profile, my own behavior history. But then it also segments all the people from a regional place. Maybe I'm from Bangalore, or maybe I'm from India. So Netflix analyzes all the watch history within India for a particular day or for a particular week. And then it knows that, okay, what are the top 10 movies or what are the top 20 movies that have got maximum consumption, maximum watch time in a particular geography, be it India, UK, Australia, US. And they use that as a second type of recommendation. And that's what you can see here. As soon as I log into the platform, I see, okay, top 10 movies in India today. Now, if these movies are watched by crores of people in India, it's a very high chance that I might also like that movie, right? It's a great way for them to push content to me rather than I wasting 20 minutes of my time trying to figure out what to watch and eventually not getting the experience that I want. I hope you're making sense out of it. This is a very, very innovative way of solving problems. And even better, they track the data of all the users. They have millions of users, right? So they do a lot of different segmentation of the users. There could be a lot more users like me. And when I say like me, one way of identifying users like me is my age group. When I sign up, I typically provide some detail like my email ID and my date of birth and all that. So from that, they can find people who are between the age of, let's say, 20 to 30. That's one segment, who are male and who are from India. So they would know, okay, I have this target persona, people between the age of 20 and 30 who resides from India, who are male and who like to watch content in the language Hindi. Okay. So they will now focus on only this set of people and see in a given period of time, what are the kind of content, what are the kind of movies, what are the kind of series they are watching the most. And then next time when I log into the platform, they would recommend those movies to me because I fall into that bucket of persona, right? So this is called demographic profiling, where they're taking my, age, my geography. So it's called demographic as well as geographic profiling. These are broader concept, but I'm just trying to get you an understanding of it. Similarly, they do another kind of profiling, which is behavioral profiling. It is not about what is my age, where do I belong to. It's always about what kind of movies do I continue to keep watching, right? Or do I watch movie maybe 1 hour per day? or do I consume content for half an hour per day, or do I always binge watch? Let's say I do not watch anything from Monday to Friday, but on Saturday night at 12 a.m., I start watching something and I keep watching it till midnight, till 3 a.m., 4 a.m., or till morning. So then, based on my binge watching behavior, they would segment me under a segment called binge watchers. And this time, they're not looking at what is my age, what do I belong to, and all that, right? So other people like me who keeps binge watching movies or series, Netflix would see what these segment of people are watching the most recently. And if I happen to fall in that same category, then if I log in to the platform of Netflix on Saturday night, it would recommend me those set of movies which are being watched by other binge watchers. Now you're getting the idea, right? And it's kind of a tricky concept, but it's not that difficult to understand. And that's exactly where it becomes so powerful, so innovative, and so effective for companies to sell more, to create more consumption, and basically do whatever is their core objective, whatever is the business model, right? That's how they're generating more revenue. And next time when you log into Netflix or Amazon Prime or Spotify, and you see that it's telling that, don't know what to watch next, don't know what to listen next, here is what we have got for you. You will know, all right. So this is basically an outcome of a recommendation engine that some data scientists have built at the back end using some advanced machine learning algorithms. And it's just a result of that. They're analyzing my data and they're giving it to me. Okay. So I know it's an amazing feeling when you have knowledge. Knowledge is the biggest wealth. And I'm so happy that after today, you would have such a rock solid understanding of all the recommendation related use cases across the globe. Hope that was helpful, and I will see you in the next lecture.